Yes, I mean, being a physician can be stressful. That's why I'm writing this book, which is going to be coming out in the fall. Don't mess with stress, because stress has been my biggest challenge, or actually really managing stress.
Right.
And I'm just now, after all these years, really starting to do much better at managing my stress. I still have triggers. I'm afraid of being late. I don't want to be late, but I now try and use positive self-talk and breathing and trying to reflect on, for example, someone I knew, a friend of mine, died last year, very freak accident. She was walking, this is in December of 2019. She was walking to work. She's an architect. And apparently someone said she stopped for an umbrella to buy one on the street, apparently. And then she was walking, and a piece of terracotta from the top of a building broke off, hit her on the head, and killed her.
Oh my goodness.
And it's interesting, she was an architect, and this was, and the building was cited because it was supposed to have these things up so that in case things fell off. But she died instantly. It was so tragic. And so what I'm trying to do with my own self, it's not easy, but it's to kind of remember that life is just so fragile. And this happened to her. She was in the, pink of her life.
Right.
Had a grandchild and happily married, and not to be maudlin here, but it's just trying to kind of make me realize that life is so precious, every breath, every step. And I still fall back, but anyway, so
we're only human. And I always say, this is not a dress rehearsal.
I know.
It's not a dress rehearsal. And are you living every day as though it were your last day? I just
Probably
think
not, but I'm trying to kind of be more mindful.
Yeah.
And I think, this pandemic, there have been so many tragic things that have happened, but I believe there are some silver linings, and for 3 months I was sheltering with family, and I was calmer. I didn't have to, commute, and and there were things I could do myself that I would, maybe listening to webinars or doing more exercise or that kind of thing, which was more self-care.
Right.
So I think there are some silver linings. I have a patient who told me that his life was like a hard reset because he was drinking a lot and, not eating well. And this kind of gave him the time to do.
Now, do you feel like as we get back to life, as we knew it, that people, as I hear a lot of that from a lot of people, there's good things that have happened. There's some people, we hear about the, Corona 15, but we also hear about people who have really taken this time to step back, analyze how they're eating. Because they're eating at home, they're making better food choices. They're working out more. They're finding themselves in better shape than they've ever been in their life. And families are realizing what is important here. Is it important for us to be run, or is this family time, more important? Or, did they find the opposite, that we need to be away from each other? But, you said, you were in isolation for 3 months with your family. Did you find that after that time period, did you go back to normal? Or did you continue those self-care practices?
Great question. Well, I've been a pretty regular meditator, so I've been continuing that. I rarely miss, or I missed a whole day, which is unusual, and I feel the difference. And because I'm in a transition, I just reopened. So I've been doing, a combination of telemedicine. So I've been sitting a lot, and I have to get up, remind myself to get up, because they say that sitting is the new smoking. That even if you've worked out for about 2 hours, let's say if you work out for 2 hours, in the morning and you sit the rest of the day, it kind of, they say, it wipes it out. But in answer to your question, I think I've become more mindful. I think I've become more mindful. Like today, I had an appointment that I had to be on for my newsletter, and I had so much that I had to do. And so I reached out to the person I was working with, and I said, look, I'm so sorry, I'm going to be late. Now, normally I would feel stressed. I felt myself begin to feel, I don't want to let someone down, but it's actually with my time anyway. But I just did the best I could do.
Right.
And I was very proud of myself. And I think an important point for the listeners, I think, is that when you notice a pattern change or something positive, you should kind of acknowledge it. It's funny. I'll just take this little thing off here. I don't know if you can see this. It says,
change the pattern.
This was in a magazine that I was reading, and I saw that. It was for probably clothes or something. I don't know. And I cut it out and I put it on my computer so that I would make me more mindful about changing my patterns, and stuff like that. So even though the part of me today that likes to, be on time and be perfect, right? I had to kind of have radical acceptance